You know, you'd really think these Muppets in Texas would want to be promoting electric cars considering they have the world's biggest car factory in their home state. But instead they're doing what my hometown in Melbourne, Victoria has decided to do, which is to be absolute fruitcakes. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. As you can see, I'm not real happy about this. I think this is just short-sighted. It ignores the fact that realistically, the World Health Organization says that a massive percentage of cancers are caused by internal combustion engine vehicles. They are. Even in the great state of Texas. Even in Texas where everything is bigger than anywhere else in the world. I know. I've lived with Texans. In fact, I lived with Texans for more than a year. The same house, 2 Texans. They told me that everything in Texas is bigger than anywhere else in the world. Doesn't matter what it is, burgers, trucks, houses, just everything. Roads. Our roads were puny. Our roads were minuscule here in Australia. You're right. That's probably true in comparison to Texas. Everything's bigger. So are the costs, it turns out, to own an electric car. Yeah. Melbourne, Victoria, these idiots in Melbourne here, well, the idiots in charge of our government in Victoria, I detest them. I'm not on either side of politics. I call myself like a Russell Brand kind of guy, right? He says Republicans are idiots, Democrats are idiots. They're all part of the sick system. Now they are. Money needs to be taken out of politics. This is what causes a lot of the problems. And I agree with him there. Getting back to the point here. In Victoria, they decided to tax electric cars. To tax them. Yeah, seriously. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, apparently there's a court case going on now where the government of Australia is in court fighting against the government of Victoria. Now, they're the same side of government. It's like Democrats basically fighting other Democrats in court. That's what's going on because of the illegal taxes on EVs in Victoria. Now, I don't care if you're some sort of apologist for Daniel Andrews and you want to, if you're a fan of Stockholm Syndrome, if that's you, you can unsubscribe, whatever, mate. I don't care. That's ridiculous because I just can't stand these policies because we need to support adoption of a new product. Now, you're probably saying, yeah, well, we shouldn't put any money into these things, or our tax dollars are going into this. You know how much of your tax dollars have gone into the development of Ford and GM's vehicles, or Dodge, Ram, Chrysler? You know how many billions of dollars they've received in tax dollars from your pocket? Yeah, the argument just doesn't stack up. So there's 2 things going on here in the great state of Texas. Okay, first of all, kudos to Texas for their wind generation. They're killing it in wind. I mean, probably by 2030, everything will be powered by wind. You won't need any coal power stations, gas power stations in Texas. That's cool. But here's my 2 gripes with the so-called great state of Texas. Tesla comes in. Perfect opportunity for them to change their rules. But you can't buy a freaking Tesla in Texas. You can't take delivery of it. You've got to go, over to some other state, something ridiculous like that. I can't believe Elon Musk didn't say to them, you know what, we're not going to build this damn factory in your state, give you all these jobs. Now remember, it's not just jobs, it's indirect jobs. It's an unwritten, everyone says, economists say this, right? For every 1 direct job in the automotive industry, you're creating 10 indirect jobs. And considering Tesla is the most American manufacturer since basically Henry Ford, what do I mean by that? Well, when you look at the percentage of parts in Tesla vehicles that are made in America, it's much higher than General Motors and Ford. Much higher. We should be supporting Tesla. But you can't even get a Tesla in Texas unless you pick it up outside of the state. Second of all, now you have to pay $200 a year to own an EV in Texas. $200 per year. Now that's on top of normal registration costs. So this is Texas's way of repaying Tesla, of repaying early adopters who are doing the right thing. Not just the right thing, the logical thing. Now, the Texas legislation hasn't been enacted yet. So I guess there's still time. Is there any politicians in Texas that are going to put their hands up and, say, no, this is not right? They should. They absolutely should, because really, everyone's going to hear about this. This is an embarrassment. The rest of America is going to hear about this. The rest of the world is going to hear about this. These articles are trending all over the world right now that Texas is doing the idiotic thing that Melbourne, Victoria did. Now, Melbourne, Victoria was considered a laughingstock for taxing EVs. Don't get me wrong. I understand if you want to tax all cars, but have it be even, right? Have an even distribution of taxes for cars. not actually penalise EV owners. Well, technically, unfortunately, the Texas state legislature did actually pass the bill this week, but it's now on Governor Greg Abbott's desk. Governor Abbott hasn't exactly been a champion of progressive causes, says Clean Technica, or anything good, ever. Okay. He's been one of the most anti-democratic and anti-progress governors in recent memory. More likely than not, he signs the bill into law and any Texan with an EV gets a new $200 tax bill, and this is just something else for them to pay to add to their fun list of bills. I don't know about you, but it feels like I have a list of bills that's a mountain high. It's so freaking high. It's ludicrous just trying to remember all the bills. Anyhow, maybe Elon Musk can make a call and say, hey, bud, how about no? How about no taxes on EVs? And how about you let us sell Tesla cars directly to people in Texas? That's what I think should happen. But maybe Elon doesn't have quite that much power. I'm not sure. Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking, what is the reason for this? There is an argument for this. I understand what it is, and I agree with it, just not in 2023. The argument is that EVs don't pay to build and repair roads because they don't pay taxes on gasoline taxes. But technically, it's not really true. I mean, most people in Texas use electricity from the state electricity grid, and there's similar taxes on that electricity. So it's not really, I mean, if you're using all solar, yeah, that's technically true, but a lot of people don't. Now, no one really knows what the taxes are on gasoline in Texas, but Texas brags that they're the lowest in America. So the taxes on gasoline already are very, very low in Texas. And maybe just hold things off a bit, right? EV penetration in Texas is very, very low. So maybe just give it 2, 3, 4 years. Wait until we have EVs being mass produced and being mass adopted by Texans, and then dump this ridiculous tax on them and, leave it at that. That would be okay. I'd be okay with that. Doing it now, though, before anyone's even bought one in Texas, yeah, that is just short-sighted and embarrassing. That's my take. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.